What's going on, guys? Kentucky here. Welcome back to a brand new cryptocurrency video. So we're gonna be looking at the market right now, see where everything's sitting at the moment. The market cap right now sitting at $217 billion. We are sort of moving sideways after yesterday's pump. We saw a decent pump of almost over $40 billion in that 24-hour period, with a 24-hour volume right now sitting at $11.5 billion, and the Bitcoin DOMs actually dropped a decent amount, right now sitting at 51.5%. We are still seeing a good amount of greens on the market. It's pretty good, especially for what I'm going to be talking about today. So something super interesting came out on people saying that, of course, is always coming out with a different FUD on cryptocurrency and Bitcoin especially, but people talking about how cryptocurrency might fail, might make people lose all their money that they have invested in. And I have a lot of different I guess arguments on that, and why I think that's actually very false, and why I think you guys shouldn't be fooled, because cryptocurrency is not only gonna make people really rich, but gonna make people multi-millionaires in the future, because this market is still worth very, very little in comparable to other markets. And I'm gonna be going over this in a sense on why I think this is true. So with the Bitcoin price right now sitting at 6,500, of course, with the different prices that we've seen it reach, it's not the best price it could be out at the moment. But still, $6,515 is absolutely insane from where it started at only way before $135, but under a cent. That's thousands and millions of percentages up from its from its start of Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin's first crash was 23 cents. So it went from a certain point, got back down to 23 cents. So that's a pretty big gain alone from the first crash to the crash that we're having right now, from the 800 billion to 270 billion dollars, or 217 billion dollars that we're seeing it right now. 23 cents to 6,515 would be over 28,000 times on your money if you got in at that point. Now, of course, that's absolutely amazing. Very, very little people got into it, but it's what happened back then, and there's nothing really been changing ever since, right? Bitcoin prices always go up and down, and this is something that's not new at all. Now, of course, that 23 cent mark all the way up to its all-time high of around $20,000 USD, it's still a very, very crazy gain of close to 90,000 times on your money if you got something like that. Now, that's like way out of the blue, guys. That's something that like very, very maybe like 1 to 1,000 people actually got it. Like 1 out of a billion maybe actually got that kind of money out of cryptocurrency. But you know, it's still possible. It's happened to people before, and we could still see something like it again, because it's happened before multiple times, and there's nothing really stopping it from happening it again. Now, of course it's getting harder as it progresses, as the market gets bigger, because so much money is getting in, and all this money is sort of making it harder for it to grow that much, because even more money has to be put in, and you know, there's just not that many investors in the market. But of course, like I said, the market has seen highs that is over 5-6x from where it is right now, or maybe I'm just a bit over exaggerating, maybe like 4 or 5x from where it is right now. But still, guys, 4 or 5 the times it is right now, that's absolutely amazing. And if we could see this, like if we've seen that 1 year ago, and now we're seeing prices right now a year later like this, almost 4 times less than what we've seen a year ago, then I'm pretty sure we could see a lot higher than the prices that we're seeing now. Because of course, money is just everyone has money at the end of the day. Everyone can invest in this. It's nothing that's like sort of secured on a certain type of person or group of people or anything like that. Now, of course, Bitcoin has gone through a whole bunch of crashes in its lifetime, and the biggest one that we see right here is the one from went to 18,000 or close to 20,000, all the way right now actually at 6,500. I think it actually did reach right under $6,000, but we did see a bit of a run. But the one right before that, it was right here. So if we do actually mark this spot, the market looks very, very similar. Now it's a bit of a lower run, but we started off around 126, reaching all the way to 1,145, guys. That's over a 10x. So between now and before was actually a bigger gain than what we're seeing right now, and then it crashed all the way back to $404. Now there's still a gain from the 100 to 404, but there's a $600 difference between. That's a 6 times, and this is the exact same thing that we're seeing right now. So if this price started off, let's say around $4,000, went up all the way to $20,000, that's around a 4 times as well. So that's even less than what we seen it back then. So that alone is sort of like So why is it like going like this? And now from 20,000 back to 6,000, which is around a 3 times. So we're just seeing it sort of go less, right? So this was a bigger actually crash and a bigger gain than the one that we're seeing right now. But just the only difference is psychology between the psychology of humans from it going to 6,000 to 20,000. Oh, if I put $6,000, I would have gotten $20,000 out. With the same thing, if you put $6,000, you would have probably gotten like $40,000 out of it back in 2013, December 2013. So that's sort of like the whole point around it, where Bitcoin, just because it went from a certain price to a certain price, doesn't mean it's dead, doesn't mean anything like that. It's not how it works. You guys have to look at different historical snapshots, which is actually perfect on CoinMarket. You guys can just press historical snapshots and check that out. But besides the point, guys, you guys should seriously take a look at the market a bit closely before doing any statements on maybe Bitcoin dying, cryptocurrency dying, because this has happened more than once. This is just a bigger one, and at the end of the day, when we see Bitcoin hit $50,000, $100,000, this right here, this graph that we're seeing right here, is gonna look exactly like this. That's just the realism of how this market is gonna end up being. So the super cool website actually shows it how many times Bitcoin died, and it says here that Bitcoin has died or crashed 308 different times. Of course, these crashes and dying has there's different like I guess aspects to it. Some of them are a bit lower, some of them are a bit higher, and we can see right now that there's different like FUD and why it happened and stuff like that, and it sort of just goes as everything. And we can see that that crypto has died in this bearish run over like 40-50 times, guys. We can see this price come up again and again and again and again, and this is actually 16 pages. And where we go to the first page, go all the way down, the first time Bitcoin has died was when it went back to 23 cents, like I was talking at the beginning, when someone or the underground economist said, why Bitcoin can't be a currency. And look what, like, imagine that company or whatever got into Bitcoin now. I bet they made a lot of people angry. I bet they made themselves angry, and you know, I guess it's just the psychology behind it, because it's something new. We don't like change, but at the end of the day, it's just a revolutionizing of a currency, because it's sort of the same thing, right? We start off with gold. Why would I trade gold for paper? And now why would I trade my money for something digital? It's just sort of the revolutionizing of technology, of currency, of the world. Even some of the biggest cryptocurrency experts are even saying this, right? Some of these cryptocurrency experts don't really care about the price that much, right? They would spread FUD if they believe it. And here we have the co-founder of Ethereum saying that the market stuff won't even curtail growth. So this is pretty big news, of course, right? Like, co-founder of the second biggest cryptocurrency in history right now in the world, saying that these prices will not affect it. And I cannot like agree with this guy any more than what he's saying right here, because like I said, we've seen it more and more and more, and we're gonna continue to see this type of like crashes again and again and again. And it's just the realistic I guess like way of looking at the market right now. So at the end of the day, what can you take out of this video? At the end of the day, guys, you have to take out that because someone said something, it's not 100% true. You guys should always do your own research before doing it. That's like probably the number one thing before getting into stocks, and especially cryptocurrency, because we're looking at such a volatile market. Like, as you can see, in a couple months we went down over $600 billion in total value. So that's just the way how we show volatility here. And like I said, we've seen bigger crashes. This is not the biggest crash. The only difference why people are making such a big deal out of it, first of all, this was the year with the most hype in cryptocurrency. This was probably the biggest growth. I mean, not the biggest, of course, the biggest from like, I guess, dollar value, but the biggest as in like fastest growth in history of cryptocurrency. Maybe we've seen faster. Of course, I haven't been there every single bull market that we've had, but this is a pretty fast market. Like, I remember watching this market by the day go up hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars by the day. So it was pretty insane, right? So what do you take out of this? We've seen stuff like this happen, and they always recover. They always recover a lot bigger, and people are gonna continue to get rich. So guys, the number one thing I like really advise you to take out of this is, don't be fools. Cryptocurrency will make people so rich that you guys can become possible multimillionaires off crypto. Now, of course, guys, take in mind that this isn't an overnight type of like get rich type of thing. You guys have to hold your cryptocurrency. Don't let like the psychology of your brain make you a weak hand. Always like hold your cryptocurrency strong. Just because the market went down $40 billion, we don't have to freak out, just sell all the crypto, because the only thing that's doing is just bringing the market even more down. And like I said, we saw this recovery 190 to 240 or whatever it was, and we're going to continue to see recoveries over and over. Like I said, it could happen over a day, it could happen over 5 years, we don't know, but the best thing to do right now is hold. And I guess you should always do your own research before doing it. I'm not telling you to do any trade or anything like that, guys. Always do your own research before getting any market, especially the cryptocurrency one, because like I said, really high volatility on a market like this. So that's basically it for today, guys. I really hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys did, don't forget to like and subscribe for daily crypto videos like this one right here. And if you guys were also interested in getting into cryptocurrency, all you guys have to do is hit the link in the description below. For the first $100 you guys spend on cryptocurrency, you guys will get a free $10 with a Bitcoin, and I will get a free $10 with a Bitcoin. But like I said, that's basically it for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out, guys.